Hello everyone, this is Fine from Tech Gaming Villa. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the latest released RTX 5080, RTX 5090, previous generations RTX 4090 and AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX benchmark. You clearly see the Marvel Rivals game on 4K resolution. The RTX 5080 looks slightly more impressive, now showing a 16% lead over the RTX 4080 Super and a 12% advantage over the 7900 XTX. While it is faster, the improvement isn't particularly significant in this scenario. But if you see the RTX 5090 just 20% increase over RTX 4090. RTX 4090 gives 76 FPS, whether RTX 5090 101 FPS. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Awesome Tech Gaming Pro, where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater, graphics card. You can check and subscribe. If you see the Stalker 2 game, Heart of Chernobyl, Stalker 2 game 4K doesn't change much on this RTX 5080. Is 4% faster than the 7900 XTX and 9% faster than the RTX 4080 Super, resulting in unimpressive gains. Disappointing performance, I will say, RTX 5080. But again, RTX 5090 is superior 20%, 15% I will say, because RTX 4090 61 FPS and 5090 71 FPS, only 10 FPS difference. For Combo Strike 2, RTX 5090 gives 472 FPS, 4090 437, AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX 398, but RTX 5080 a bit better, almost same I will say, 68 FPS and RTX 4080 Super 351. So again, disappointing performance by RTX 5080. The God of War Ragnarok, the 4K results are more promising, with the RTX 5080 pulling ahead of the 7900 XTX by 9% and the RTX 4080 Super by 8%. However, for a next generation product, this is still a letdown, though at least in this case it was faster. And if you see the RTX 5090, which gives 268 FPS. If you see the RTX 5090, which gives 195 FPS, which is much better than the RTX 4090, almost 52 FPS better, because RTX 4090 gives 143 FPS. For Delta Force, even at 4K, it remained behind both the RTX 4080 Super and 7900 XTX. Although the gaps were reduced at this resolution, the overall performance remained poor on RTX 5080. And RTX 4090 gives 146 FPS on Delta Force 4K resolutions, ultra quality, and just 14 FPS better on RTX 5090, 160 FPS. If we see the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 at 4K, we see a 21% improvement over the RTX 4080 Super, making it one of the better results so far. The 5080 was also 27% faster than the 7900 XTX, which is at least a more competitive showing. On 4K resolution, RTX 5090 gives 125 FPS and RTX 4090 96 FPS, which is 26% better than RTX 4090. The Star Wars Jedi Survivor game 4K results are more favorable, but even then, the RTX 5080 was only 15% faster than the AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX and 19% faster than the RTX 4080 Super. While a 19% lead is a step in the right direction, it's still a modest gain for a new generation. RTX 5090 gives 102 FPS, just 15% better than RTX 4090, which gives 84 FPS. If you see the Plague Tale Requiem game, however, at 4K, the RTX 5080 was only 11% faster than the 7900 XTX and 15% faster than the RTX 4080 Super, which is disappointing, as the margins didn't expand relative to the 1440p results. On 4K resolution, RTX 5090 much better than the RTX 4090, 38 FPS better, because RTX 4090 gives 90 FPS and RTX 5090 128 FPS. The popular game Cyberpunk 2077 at 4K helped the RTX 5080 slightly, but it was still only 10% faster than the 7900 XTX and 16% faster than the RTX 4080 Super. Disappointingly, these are among the better margins we have seen for the new 50 series GeForce GPU. For RTX 5090, it gives 124 FPS, which is almost 30% faster than the RTX 4090, which gives 94 FPS. The dying rate to stay human at 4K, the margins grew slightly, with the 5080 being 18% faster than the Radeon RX 7900 XTX and 20% faster than the RTX 4080 Super. While these are some of the largest gains we have seen so far, they're still far short of expectations for a new generation. The RTX 5090 gives 120 FPS. On the other hand, RTX 4090 gives 87 FPS, which is 27% better than RTX 4090. The dragonness, the Veilguard at 4K resolution results aren't much better, showing just a 16% improvement over the 4080 Super and an 18% gain over the 7900 XTX. While it's not nothing, these results are highly underwhelming for a next generation product, especially given how long we have waited for it. The RTX 5090 gives 96 FPS, just a little better than RTX 4090, which provides 87 FPS. For one work under, RTX 5090 gives 414 FPS, which is similar to RTX 4090, 407 FPS. At 4K, the RTX 5080 is just 3% faster than the RTX 4080 Super and 12% ahead of the 7900 XTX, making for yet another set of unimpressive margins. The popular game Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered at 4K resolution, you clearly see RTX 5090 gives 212 FPS, which is much better than the RTX 4090 168 FPS, over 50 FPS better than the RTX 4090. But the RTX 5080 again disappointed. The RTX 4080 Super 129 FPS, similar to RTX 5080, and RTX 4080 126 FPS. For Hogwarts Legacy, really impressive graphics game, increasing the resolution to 4K provides some improvement with the 5080. Now 22% faster than the both the 7900 XTX and 4080 Super, arguably the most impressive margin we have seen so far. In this case, RTX 5090 much better, 144 FPS, and RTX 4090 110 FPS. The Last of Us Part 1 at 4K, it managed to match the 7900 XTX and was 7% faster than the 4080 Super, another disappointing result. But RTX 5090 is much better than 4090. 4090 gives 89 FPS, 5090 125 average FPS. Star Wars Outlaws at 4K, the 5080 was only 5% faster than the 4080 Super and 17% ahead of the 7900 XTX. Again, this game, RTX 4090 and 5090, so much closer. 4090 gives 57 FPS, 5090 68 FPS. If you see the Starfield game at 4K in inched ahead of the 7900 XTX by a mere 3%, making it 80% faster than the 4080 Super. Ultimately, these are mostly single-digit gains. But let's move on to examine the average performance across these 17 games. 5090 is similar like RTX 4090. 4090 gives 83 FPS, 5090 89 FPS, and RTX 4080 Super, 4080, 5080 almost similar performance. 5080 just a bit better on the Starfield. If you see this 17 game average at 4K resolution, at 4K the results don't improve much. Sure, the RTX 5080 was on average 11% faster, so at least we hit double digits, but that's still quite underwhelming for a next gen GPU compared to the original RTX 4080. It's only 14% faster, and when stacked against AMD's nearest competitor, it offers just an 8% gain over the 7900 XTX. For RTX 5090, its overall FPS 137 FPS and RTX 4090 110 FPS, which I will say 27% faster than 4090. But for $2,000 card, I will say it's very expensive. RTX 5090. So tell me your thought about this newly released 580, 590 and the previous generation RTX 4090 or AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below. That's it from now.